There hasn't been a new chapter since like February of 2024.
Oh, okay. That's not
that bad.
Oh, shut up.
Now Cole's depressed.
Yeah. What a way to start 2024. Mari Karambu Weebs. My name is Cole. His name is Mike. His name is Jay. We like anime. I meant 2025. We like anime. And this is episode 162 of AniPro. And on this week's episode, we are reviewing Pompo the Cinephile. I kept calling it Ponpo, like with an M. But it's with an M. Yeah. Yeah. That's why it was so hard for me to find. I kept spelling it wrong. But
we know.
As my famous catchphrase goes, I am gifted in other ways. We're also going to go over our New Year's resolutions for this year. We've got a mailbag question too. It's been a while since we went into the mailbag. Got to dust it off a little bit, but hey, we're back. We're back to your regularly scheduled program for a couple weeks.
Postman Pat was taking his
he's on
holiday
break.
off.
Oh,
he's on holiday.
Did somebody say Postman Pat?
I don't think that exists anymore on our.
Oh,
drop.
it exists. It's coming back. Yeah, it's playing right now.
Finding it.
Just a reminder for everybody: Weebies are upcoming. Voting votes. Voting ends on the 11th of January. Also, you can help us out by subscribing, commenting, ringing the bell if you're on YouTube. That would be wonderful. Come on over to our Discord as well, where you can talk to us and other listeners. Anyway, now that all of that crap is out of the way, how are you guys doing? Jay, it's been so long since I've seen your smiling face.
I know, it's been so long since we actually spoke. We just lock each other in boxes and don't converse until this time comes around. But,
it's truly
we lock each
incredible
other
that
in
we
box. Who's the last one to get locked in the box then? Who's the one doing the locking?
we all lock
me.
ourselves in boxes.
Oh, you said we lock each other in boxes. That would imply that one of us is the key holder.
I'm the key master.
Well, we each hold our own keys.
Whoa.
See, the lock's on the inside.
That's heavy.
That's crazy.
That's heavy.
So
I see Jay's taken a truly like a very like philosophical 2025, you know?
Yeah, I can tell Jay's going to be really. We did that bonus and we all found out we all like philosophy in anime. Yeah. And Jay's like, I'm going to lean into that. I'm going to be the philosopher.
I've been reading Plato for the last 3 days nonstop.
Jay,
look, man, Socrates is my boy.
Yeah.
No, Jay, how's it been? How's your 2025 been so far?
Well, it's been very non-eventful. I haven't really done anything like of note. I think the most noteworthy thing is I recorded our ad for the December box for Tokyo Treat.
Surprisingly fast.
Yeah.
Well,
the script was already done. I just had to record it.
Yeah. He had the script ready to go for like a long time.
I did because
ad.
I came up with the idea and I was like, okay, this is going to be so funny. I hope it works. And it did.
Yeah.
And I was happy.
It did work. Yeah.
And
hope you enjoyed that last week, I think. Yeah, last week.
Yeah. It's last week's episode. Yeah. And this week may have, I don't know, whatever. Mike, what's new and exciting with you?
New and exciting with me. My baby has been eating. She's at the point now where she can start eating like people food a little bit. So we've been like experimenting with that, like just seeing what she will eat, what she won't eat, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of very interesting things so far. I'd say her favorite thing is bread, which I don't think we're really supposed to give her. So
I think she's still supposed to have like liquid stuff, right?
Yeah, I know. And I'm like trying to give her like the pureed mangoes and stuff like that. And she's
You're
like,
gonna say pureed bread.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. She's a baby. I mean, that's basically what like porridge is, right?
I guess. Yeah.
Basically, it's pureed bread, like
essentially.
But yeah, no, she's like, I'm going to skip the berry and all that stuff and just give me the good stuff. Give me the carbs. That's what I want.
Give me bread. Give me ham.
She's just swole at like 2 years old.
Yeah. She's just like, give me fuel. Give me fire. Give me that which I desire.
She's
Just
eating
like
ham sandwiches at 6 months. Yeah.
yeah, crushing cans of cold ones. Oh, just
Mhm.
just on cue, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, yeah.
But other than that, not a ton. Just kind of gearing up for my little escape, my Mexican escape in a couple weeks here. So that'll be fun. We'll figure that out, and it should be good. Yeah.
Yeah, leaving us
yeah.
behind, leaving us in this cold weather here, and in this
Sayonara.
cold city.
Enjoy the cold. It's cold today too. So that's
It is
extra
very cold.
bitter.
Yeah.
What? Speaking of bitter, though, what's on your mind?
Wow. I'm bitter. I'm angry. I'm cold. No, I got nowhere to be today, so I don't have to leave the house. I've got food for today.
that's so
I've got fuel. I have fire. I have that which I desire. You know, I got
Nice.
nowhere to be.
Nice.
Nothing to do.
Just farming sim waiting for you.
Farming sim. Playing a lot of guitar lately. Like a lot of guitar. Like hours a day. It's
because you just bought your new amp, right? So you're still the fire's in there. The fire's in your fingers.
new amp. I got a new chorus pedal.
Oh, you
for
did?
any guitar players out there, I got a Wazacraft Dimension C chorus pedal, which is a very nice chorus pedal. No knobs on it, just buttons. Just buttons. It's very
that's
cool.
weird.
Yeah, it's a
any
famous
anime you've been watching?
anime. I don't watch that crap. Are you kidding me? No, I haven't. You know me, I've only got so much bandwidth. Like, honestly, I am playing so much guitar lately. It's, I would say it's concerning, but I would never say that playing music is a concerning thing. So it's good.
It's at least it's better than like just kind of like being on farm sim for like 10 hours a day.
At least
then you're just like
inspired.
basically, you're at least like doing something inspiring and like
Mm-hmm.
working on your brain and stuff like that.
Mhm.
You know, instead of just rotting. Yeah.
Yeah, and I worked out a deal with somebody on. Is Kijiji a thing like everywhere?
I think
I
Marketplace
think it's
is an easier way.
Craigslist in
Craigslist,
in
and
the US.
yeah, it's essentially the same thing. I worked out a deal with somebody. Somebody was selling a Yamaha guitar for super cheap, like
Oh.
$150, and I'm like,
Oh, that
"Do you
is very
want-
cheap.
Yeah, do you want like an old Ibanez?"
Would you like a pile of pennies and half a
No, he's
ham
like, "Yeah,
sandwich?
I'll take the Ibanez." It's like, okay, like I
Wait, you
think
got
he's
rid of the
coming out-
Ibanez?
I'm getting rid of it. Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah. The old,
from the guy
you know-
from the guy who tells me never get rid of a guitar, you'll regret
I
it.
know. Yeah, but I'm trading it. I'm not getting rid of one.
He's gonna
That is-
regret it.
I'm
He's gonna regret
swapping.
it.
I will
You're
regret
gonna
it.
regret
But you know
this.
what? Here's the thing, though, with the Ibanez. It was my first guitar. That's why I've held on to it for so long. But
Mhm.
I went and I played it the other day, and it's just, I don't like playing it. It's not. The string spacing is really wide on it, and the neck is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You're
I
nice.
mean,
once
hey,
once you
like-
get once you take off the nostalgia glasses, then you realize, oh, this just
and then I
isn't
thought,
good.
like,
Yeah.
you know, out of all of my friends who play music, me, Cody
Mhm.
Butt, you,
Mhm.
Mike, Meat and Taters, like none of us have our first instruments. Why am I
No.
holding on to this? You know?
Yeah.
I play my Strat. I'll get this, I'll get a cool Yamaha, needs some fixing up, but it'll be a project guitar. So, and then it'll be mine. You know?
What is it?
It's a Pacifica, like an entry level Pacifica. But it's,
Yamaha Pacifica.
yeah, just your classic.
Oh, it's their equivalent of a Strat. I got you.
Yeah, but it's humbucker in the bridge position. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Color?
It'll,
color?
natural. Like it's just
Oh,
wood. I'll send you the
I
ad.
like that.
I'll send
Yeah,
you the ad. Yeah. So I thought this will be like a cool Franken guitar. Just kind of build it out of hopes and dreams and pennies.
Well,
and
I
elastic
have been
bands.
soldering lately, so if you need help,
I
can
may.
hook you up.
Yeah.
I can
I've
hook you
soldered
up.
a couple times, but I might need help with a couple things. And then I see that beautiful gold top Les Paul behind you, and then I think, I should borrow that.
No,
Play it.
you should
Yeah,
not.
I should.
Yeah.
What a beautiful.
It's not a
guitar.
gold top. It's like a fake. It's like a fake gold top.
Yeah, but it's gold.
It's gold.
It's gold top.
It's
I like
It's-
gold.
My favorite Les Paul is a gold top. The gold paint
I
sounds the
agree.
best. Yeah.
I agree. And the funny thing is it's like it's an LPJ, not a Les Paul Jr., an LPJ.
It's
which
like
is like this one-off weird guitar that they made for like 2 years.
I think they're like the entry level Gibsons, essentially, right?
No, it was like a weird. I'll explain it later. Like it's a really unique weird guitar, and
maybe
I got it for a good
want
deal.
You know what, Mike? Maybe people want to hear us talk about music equipment.
I really doubt it.
Hey, you never know.
Almost fell.
Yep. Okay.
Fell 2025, and I'm already falling out of my dang chair here. Yeah.
Well, let's speaking of 2025, let's talk about resolutions for this year. I see that we have checking in on 2024 resolutions. I certainly hope somebody looked into what our 2024.
I did. They are prepared.
Thank goodness. How many resolutions did we do last year?
6.
Like 2 each.
Each of us did 2. Yeah, I think that's traditionally the format. Yeah.
Okay. I prepared 2. Mike?
So did I. Yeah.
Jay? 2?
I have 3, but for the sake of
you can
this,
give us an extra one.
Yeah.
Why don't we, in traditional AniPro order, we'll each name one for this year, and then we'll run through one from last year and see how we did, and repeat.
How astute of you, because that's exactly what we did last year too.
Excellent. I am super smart. Let's start with me, the smartest and the coolest member of AniPro.
That.
Yeah, my first resolution, it was tough figuring out resolutions this year too.
I agree. I
don't know. Maybe I'm just like in a rut where I'm like, I'm fine with where I'm at. Nothing needs to change, but you should always strive for change. I want to learn how to do like video editing this year.
Oh yeah,
that'd be something cool. I don't know.
Cole
Maybe
wants
like
to start his own YouTube channel.
I was gonna say maybe start a YouTube channel. I don't know. Like I just, it's something I've always wanted to do. I've always liked movies as well, like appropriate considering we just watched what we watched. And that just popped in my head this morning and I was like, yeah, that would be a cool thing to learn how to do and doable, you know, like
it's not
doable.
It's DaVinci Resolve goal is your best friend.
Yeah.
That's what we use for the podcast. It works great. It's like, it's a free program and it is like you can do industry quality stuff with it.
Nice. Is it easy to use too? Like it's not.
Oh hell no.
No.
Okay, so actually, I watched a video on this recently. I forget whose video it was, but like, there's two. When people say, "Is it easy to use?" There's 2 ways you can think of that, and
is it beginner friendly or is it?
Yes. Is it beginner friendly or is it easier to use? And it's easy to use. It is not beginner friendly. There is a steep learning curve, but once you get it, it's fantastic.
It just clicks. Yeah.
Yeah. It's that.
Is that what you use too, Jay?
No, I use some backwater BS because
Jay can't use that program because he doesn't have a graphics card.
Oh, the computer won't. Computer won't handle it. Will my computer, Mike?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So you have a discrete GPU. So yeah.
Anyway, that's my resolution. We'll see if
I like that one for you. I really do. I think that's a good one.
So do we name my first resolution that I undoubtedly failed last year, or do we move on to my? No, let's see how I did last year.
You want to see how you did last year?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here you go. Here's what you did last year.
Okay. My first resolution I give to you, gentlemen, and our lovely listeners. I resolve to be less self-deprecating.
Yeah.
In IRL and on the podcast. Let's pretend that I couldn't hear that, and you just tell me what I did.
You resolved to be less self-deprecating IRL and on the podcast.
Oh, nah, fail on that one.
Huge fail.
Yeah.
If anything, you've got, I feel like more self-deprecating.
Now, what I will say though, with regards to the podcast, there is this one trick. It's not a trick I learned, but I was listening to a podcast and one of the hosts was like, nobody wants to hear this. And the other hosts were like, no, stop doing that. You always have to assume that the audience is having a great time. So maybe that's another bonus resolution for this year.
Yeah.
Stop saying the audience isn't enjoying this.
That just sounds like confidence, period. Just be confident in what you're doing, man. Yeah.
Anyway, Mike, you're next in traditional AniPro order. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, let me pull mine up here. Okay. I have a pretty easy one as my first resolution for this year. And by easy, I mean it's simple to understand. It's not an easy one. It's gonna be a good feat because I checked the math on this and it's gonna be quite a bit. But I resolved that this year, the year of our Lord 2025, I will reach 600 anime watched.
600 anime. Is it doable?
Now,
how far off are you?
I am currently, I checked today for the first time in a long time. I'm at 500 exactly right now.
Okay.
Yeah. And I looked back through my AniList history. You can see how many, like by year, how many you watch, like each year. And I usually average about 50 to 75, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
So this will be a lift for sure. But I think I have a trick that might help me bridge that gap. I have an idea. And it's not watching little music videos. No, that's
I was going to say watch at work.
Or watch at work, yeah.
Just watch a ton of movies.
What's your trick?
I can't tell you because it's part of my second resolution.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I figured out why I couldn't hear my resolution the first time. My volume on our program here was turned down. So
So it's a you problem. It's a you
problem.
problem.
It is. Yeah, it is a me problem. I'm sorry, everyone. There's banging and booming going on in my house.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard some sort of like paper falling. It sounded like a big poster fell. Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like that's an achievable one. I thought about like setting a goal for anime watched, but I haven't been watching much anime lately, so I feel like that would be almost too difficult for me right now. Like I want them to be achievable. I don't want to make myself miserable.
No, and there's two tricks to goals, in my opinion. They make them A, achievable, and B, measurable, right? And that's why I picked specific number.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So what was your resolution last year? Let's see how we did, Jay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
How did Mike do?
Oh, now it's not playing.
First resolution from AniPro Mike. I want to read more manga, but I have a specific goal in mind. I would like to get current on the One Piece manga, I think, by the end of this year.
Yeah, that didn't happen. I didn't even start the One Piece manga. Yikes. I was really close to, so I technically cut that, like there's about a minute in between the second part and the first part of that, and I cut them together. I originally said, I want to read more manga, and then I could kind of feel the gears in my head going, no, how are you going to measure this? So
you need like, what does that mean? More manga.
Yeah.
Mike, we're 0 for 2 so far.
It's not looking good.
Yeah.
I will say though, when I did check the stats, I checked the stats on this. In 2023, I only read like 20 something manga. And then in 2024, I read like way more. So I did meet the first half, but then I screwed myself. I did. I really did.
Yeah. I will say I probably read more manga last year as well. And part of that is us doing manga reviews. And just like, I don't know, seeing stuff online and then checking out manga that way too.
Yeah. Okay. So for 2023, I read 49 chapters. In 2024, I read 798 chapters.
Bit of an increase. Yeah.
So I did increase. My output did increase.
A slight increase for sure.
No. Not one of those chapters was One Piece, unfortunately.
That's where you missed.
Yeah. I thought about renewing that vow, but I feel like that'd be lame. Renewing the same vow as last year.
I think we've done that before though.
Jay did last year.
Yeah. Anyway, Jay, why don't you go 3 years in a row naming the same resolution?
For sure. My first resolution for 2025. This is a big one, and I kind of alluded to it in our bonus episode.
Okay.
I am going to upload a video to my solo channel at least once a month.
Okay.
Hey, he's committing to a monthly publishing schedule. I like it.
I like that, Jay.
Good for you.
I legitimately want your YouTube channel to get big. Videos are great.
It's a great channel. Yeah.
You don't watch any of them, Cole. You've literally told me this.
Okay, well, all right. Mask off. No, I've never watched any of them. I take back everything I said. I was being nice, but
I've watched them, Jay. I've watched
Jay
them.
called me out. Remember when I said don't just yeah, okay.
Yeah, Jay, he was trying to pump your tires there. He's
Yeah,
trying, he's trying to pump your channel.
I know,
Yeah.
but I know
Now no one
Cole-
else is going to watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mask off. I haven't watched any. Mask
Maybe-
still off. I do want your YouTube channel to do well.
That one I believe.
He can
From what
support
I've
you
seen,
without
it is
directly supporting you. That's
no.
the
From
thing
what
he
I've
can
seen,
do.
it is high quality. It's just what you've uploaded. I don't know.
Not
It's not
interested.
my wheelhouse. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Do one on March Comes In Like a Lion. I'll watch it.
And then you'll be
Maybe.
mad because of what he has to say about March Comes In Like a Lion.
Well, I
No,
mean, it'll be more than just I was bored.
Yeah, no. Well, if the thing about my YouTube channel is I like to be positive on there. I don't like putting out negative things because not just it makes people mad, but like I feel like there's so much negativity on the internet about stuff that like I just want to spread the positivity.
yeah,
like
that's
it.
good. I like that.
Positivity.
Yeah.
Let's see how
Now-
positive he was
Let's see.
last year.
Okay, ready?
Let's do it.
So my first resolution is I'm gonna watch reviews before the last possible minute. So I'm gonna watch the
Okay.
shows that we're gonna review
Okay.
before literally the day we're recording.
So,
Okay.
it's very interesting that this is a review episode
Yeah.
that would come up.
hmm
When did you complete Pompo the Cinephile?
Last night.
Well, it was
Okay.
it's a movie though.
It's a
I'll
movie.
give you.
Yeah.
What was
I also
our, what
completed
was
it last night for the record.
So did I. Yeah. What was our review prior to this? It's been so long since we reviewed something.
My brain's not working. We should know this.
Your Line April.
Your Line
Yeah.
April. Did
Yeah.
you finish that?
I finished that day of.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so I
we're
did
not
fail
off to-
it. I know I failed it.
Okay.
We're not we don't have a good track record on our
No,
resolution
0 for 3.
so far.
0 for 3. This isn't good.
Yeah.
This is not
do
good,
feel-
gentlemen.
I do
the same
feel
thing,
like
though.
Jay started off hot on this resolution though. I feel like you
Mhm.
did get better this year with I feel like I don't
Probably.
remember any time this year where we literally had to postpone recording because Jay had not finished the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jay gave that bad habit to me exclusively, I think, because
Yeah,
I'm
you took
constantly,
his burden for him.
Yeah, I'm constantly finishing like last possible minute.
Mm.
It's so people out there, listen, we all love anime. There's
Mhm.
nothing more difficult than watching something because
you have
to.
Yeah.
You don't get it. You don't understand.
Like there's watching
like the
something because
ADD.
you want to,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? And then being like, no, I have to keep going. Even if I don't like it, I have to keep going.
It's
It's
like
like
doing
the
dishes.
ADD opposition. Like you defy it. You're like, oh, I have
Mhm.
to do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
right?
It's like doing
Yeah.
dishes. I don't mind doing dishes, but like when I have to
Oh, I
do
hate
them,
doing dishes.
Mhm.
then it's like I don't want to do this. I'd rather do anything.
I'd rather do
else.
literally anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm funny though. Like I literally look at it as like work, and then I'm like, and then it's like easy. Okay, no problem. I can do work.
Yeah, but I'm
Like
at
if-
home. I can't.
If
I
you think
can't do
about
that. Yeah.
if you just think of it as like a second job like that, then it's easy.
But I'm not
That's how
getting
I see
paid
it.
to do this.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you might get
guess.
paid in the future with opportunity. I would say.
Mm. Wow, your
Yeah.
house is so clean. Here's $1 million.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's incredible. Yeah. Anyway, I think is Cole. Your
my
next
turn.
one now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
my turn again. My next resolution, it's probably just because I've been playing more guitar, but I want to play in a band again. I want to, whether I start one or find one, that's a resolution that I have. I want to play music with people once again.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, easy one. Easy one again for me. For old
I think
Cole.
so.
Yeah.
The tricky part is like finding said people to play music with, though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, I am lucky. I do live with a very good musician as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
The problem is I play guitar. Cody Bot plays bass. And apparently every drummer in the city here plays in about 5 other bands. And
Yeah. Honestly, Cole, you know what would be their fastest route to playing in a band? Pick up drums and stop being the most saturated market of guitarist. Because
Yeah,
guitarists are saturated. Like there's a lot of people playing guitars.
Yeah.
They all want the spotlight. Nobody wants to
Oh,
be the drummer.
I
hide
know,
behind the kit.
I know. But like,
Yeah.
I don't want the spotlight. I'll play rhythm.
Just be singer.
Get behind the kit.
Be
Pound them
lead singer.
skins, baby. Yeah.
You should have
How
told
many
me
how
this
many
20
bands
years
have
ago.
your drummer as
Yeah.
lead singer?
Oh,
the
it's cool.
Eagles.
Under Oath. Eagles. There's quite a few
Uh,
actually.
Genesis.
It's
kind
not
of.
often though. Like it's
No,
it's,
not
it's
often.
a pretty rare move. Normally
it's always weird to see too. Def Leppard, I think, has no. He just has one arm.
He just has one arm. Yeah, I was gonna say there is a thing with him.
Yeah,
he's missing something.
Yeah.
His arm.
Honestly, that's like the fact that you can still be a professional drummer with one arm is like it's just so impressive to me.
Very inspiring. It's very inspiring. He lost his arm and then they built like a whole rig for him to keep drumming. Very cool.
That's wicked. Yeah.
So what was Cole's second resolution from last year?
How did I do?
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
This is my second resolution, which honestly is probably going to be pretty difficult for me, but lately I've been playing this game. It's called Honkai Star Rail.
Okay.
I resolve to pull Kafka in Honkai Star Rail.
Yeah.
So Cole, you had a whole year to do this.
Yeah.
I had a whole year to do it. And I think I pulled her. Yeah, I think I pulled her like 2 weeks later.
I did. That one was completed early. That was
I don't know why I said it would be a difficult one. You guys know my luck on gacha games.
Yeah, it's called credit card luck.
No, that was an organic pull.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
yeah. Your gacha luck's insane.
Yeah, I've lost it though since playing.
Zenless Zone Zero?
Zenless Zone Zero.
Or Wuthering Waves. Have you been playing Wuthering Waves?
No, I haven't downloaded it. You should, though. I'm curious about that one.
I've heard it's fun.
Yeah, the like movement system looks cool in that one. Anyway, okay, so we're 1 for 4 so far.
We are 1 for 4.
Cole is in the lead right now, which is saving us. You're saving us, Cole. You're saving our graces here.
We're also at a 25%, which is a little sad.
Well, I mean, hey, we could
maybe we'll
get to
upswing.
50.
Maybe we'll get there.
That is true.
Yeah,
we could
it's possible. It's possible. Okay, my second resolution for the year of 2025. I, similar to my first one, have set myself a goal. I'm going to watch 50 movies, at least 15 of which are anime.
Okay.
So this is tying a little bit into my first one. This is my hack that I alluded to. I'm gonna use movies to buoy my numbers up to that extra 100. You know.
Okay.
And I think. I kind of thought about it and like I feel like I haven't watched a lot of actual like movies lately.
Yeah.
And I kind of just want to catch up on like the last couple of years of movies because they kind of like fell off the wayside a little bit. Yeah. And like I haven't been able to go to theaters since we have the baby now. I don't want to be the guy with a screaming baby in the theater. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to. It's hard. It's hard to hire a babysitter for like a literal for like a newborn fetus. Babe. Yeah. Because like they need milk and stuff. Like they need their mother every couple hours. It's tough. Yeah, but
she was like a
go
year
with the
old.
Boys. Leave the wife at home. There you go.
Oh,
leave the old ball and chain at home.
I won't tell her you said that. But honestly, like
no, you can stare her dead in the eye and say I said that.
Okay, I will tell her that. She absolutely. I sometimes jokingly say the ball and chain line. And that's one of the, like, you know, like there's certain like phrase, like things that people are like, that one bothers me.
Yeah.
Ball and chain bothers Shazana. She doesn't like that. Doesn't like that term. I don't blame her either. It's just the image of an old ball and chain, rusty old ball and chain. Not a great image. Yeah.
Well,
tied to your ankle, dragging you down.
Spoken like a real ball and chain. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the ball and chain of this podcast. That's for sure. As Cole dies.
We're all dying.
I'm fine. Why? What?
Okay. And Jay, I have come up with an extra one actually on the fly here, so we are good for a quick third. A baby resolution.
Yeah, a baby resolution. That's interesting, Mike. Though that's almost a movie a week.
I know. I thought of it. I thought about doing 52 for a movie a week because then I could do like a movie night, and that's probably how I'm going to achieve this. And then I just gave myself 2 weeks off. Is essentially what I plan to do here.
Okay.
Because I don't know, a movie night a week kind of sounds fun. I like that. Get the popcorn out.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know?
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
That does sound
Maybe
good.
I'll watch a movie, get some popcorn.
Tuesday's movie night or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. What
Taco Tuesday movie night? Yeah.
I kind of I've got a bonus resolution that's related to this one too. Then.
Okay.
Okay. You guys want to hear if I, let's see if we're going to have any chance of getting up to 50%.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'm going to watch 10 anime that have been on my planning list for more than a couple of years.
Okay, that was a quick one.
Yeah, quick one. I don't actually know if I completed this one.
Let's say
Let's
you did.
see. Let's say I think I probably did, honestly.
Yeah.
Probably
you
honestly just the
definitely did.
reviews.
Well, we
Probably
did.
just
Yeah,
the
we did at
reviews.
least 10 reviews this year.
Okay, I did.
I mean,
How
you
heavy are the
did-
dumbbells you lift?
Yeah, there's one.
There's 1,
Kami-sama Kiss.
2,
Goblin Slayer.
3.
I think I did this one, guys.
Definitely. Don't forget
Kuroko's
about
Basketball.
that. 4. Yeah.
Wotakoi.
Mm-hmm.
5.
Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Odd Taxi.
Okay.
mhm.
Guilty Crown.
Okay.
We're getting deeper here. I'm
Odd
real
Taxi was
close.
2023 though, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it came out in 2023.
No, didn't come. No, we watched in 2023.
Oh, dang, you're right.
I'm
I don't
just
think I
gonna
did this
bleep all
one.
it. I'm just gonna bleep
Yeah.
all that out. Let's say you did.
I probably came close. Oh yeah, Spice and Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, guys. I don't know. Let's just say I did. Let's just say I
Yeah.
did. Maybe
Yeah.
let's cheat a little.
Yeah.
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 Nobody's
Yeah.
checking. There's no way to check this. You
Yeah,
could go to my
nobody's
AniProPod
going
Gundam.
back.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the penultimate resolution. Or no, the last
ultimate.
Yeah, the ultimate resolution here.
Other than
true,
these ones we
true
just-
blue resolution.
Made up.
Yeah.
Jay, what's your last resolution?
Last one that counts.
Okay. So keeping with the content creation aspect of my life,
Mhm.
I resolve to find new ideas to keep the podcast fresh and new.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
And to give us a goal, I'm gonna say 2 ideas that we can have concurrently. So like that we
Okay.
can like bring back.
Right. Like
Perfect.
Like
recurring
recurring.
recurring
Yeah.
segments. Okay.
Okay,
I like it.
that. Yeah,
I like that. Yeah.
because like when you get these ideas, just add them into the calendar, Jay. We'll
Yeah.
do them.
I
do
have
ideas.
I have put a couple into the ideas thing last year,
Mm.
but like our schedule's just so full that there's never really a
Well,
good
there's a
time
lot
to
of
put them in.
There's a lot of blank spaces coming up in the
This
schedule.
is true.
Yeah.
This
yeah,
is
it only
true.
if you put them in, then it's like it's full because we fill it, but
Yeah.
we fill it because it's empty. If that
Yeah.
Mhm.
you kind of get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I get it. It's
Yeah.
just like I don't know. Working out a new idea also sometimes takes time.
Mhm.
It does, and
So
that's
like
yeah.
it's like, oh, we have this thing coming up. Let's shelve this new idea and just do something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
it works when it works. Is
for
how I'll
for better or worse, I think more better. We usually, because there's 3 of us and we have very different outlooks on pretty well everything. Honestly, we're very different people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Usually, when one of us has an idea, it gets pretty put through the fires of Moria, and
Yeah.
like it usually has to it passes a
usually
pretty
comes out
rigorous
different.
testing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes out different than how it goes.
It's
in.
refined. It
Yes.
goes through the refinery and it comes out a shiny new ball of steel.
That's
Mhm.
right. It's
Just a ball, and you're like, what am I going to do with this?
it's a very aggressive refinery, I'd say. It comes
Yeah.
in as maybe like ore, and then it comes out as like a nice ingot. But it takes a lot
It's
to
like
get
a
to
nice
that
looking
ingot.
sword.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh Jesus! Jay's gonna
Is that a
stab
ri-
us.
Is that a
I've been
normal
playing
size
with this
sword?
the whole time.
It's a normal
Is
size.
that a
sword.
tiny size? Is that a tiny sword, or are you just
No,
really big?
I'm just huge.
He's huge. Have you seen this guy hold the Dr. Pepper? Jay
Yeah,
showed up
yeah.
to our New Year's party with these little baby Dr. Peppers. It's just like,
Because I didn't want to buy like a whole case of Dr. Pepper because I was
Oh, I
like,
get
what am I
it.
gonna do with that?
And he crushed them.
I did.
Like,
I left one in Mike's fridge.
I know. I drank it yesterday at work. It was so. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. That was delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those, honestly, like, I joke about the little cans, but those little cans, as an aging man, are the
Mhm.
perfect size. They're
Listen.
perfect.
Listen,
Yeah.
I always give Mike a hard time about calling us ourselves old, but in this case, I agree. The tiny cans are kind of the way to go. Like a
No,
full,
they're right
I can
size.
drink a whole can of Dr. Pepper, like I
Yeah.
can, no problem.
Mhm.
But by the end, it's like
I don't want it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm kinda
starting to get
done.
sticky.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I had enough.
Yeah,
Jay,
but
have
Jay
you-
drank 5 of them.
You drank 5. Yeah.
I
So,
did.
I mean, you could have
I
had
did.
2 regular cans. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Final
How did he do?
final check in on last year. Let's see how you
Okay.
did.
My second resolution honestly is kind of
in line with Cole's resolution from last year. And that is, I'm going to say more positive things about popular shows. Oh, no. Well,
how do you grade yourself on this one, Jay?
Yeah. I completely forgot I said I was going to do that.
It's fair. We all forgot all of these, to be honest with you, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not looking too good, boys.
I don't know. I feel like you're not as big of a hater as you were when you said that.
I did like Bleach. You know what? No,
Yeah.
hold on. I did like Bleach.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the vagueness of that resolution and say that you passed it because I'm going to say more positive things about popular shows.
Yeah.
I think you did say more positive things. Did you say exclusively positive things? No, you definitely did not. But
no, that would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
You don't do a full 180.
Yeah.
He did like a 90-degree turn or maybe even a 30-degree turn, but it's still a turn, damn it.
Went a little off course. Like, he was here and now he's like, he's just split off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got 50% on this, guys.
I think so too. I think
just
since we're grading
passed.
ourselves, we pass. Yeah.
Just barely passed. But I've got another little tiny one. I resolve. Okay, here I have a problem. I have a problem with buying movies and then they just sit on my shelf.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch them this year. Watch them.
Good.
There you go.
That's
one
a good
movie a
one.
week or something.
There's
I
like 5
that.
or 6 on my movie shelf that are. I got them.
And they're just kind of rotting.
I did watch Fireworks recently, and it has a reputation of being not very good.
Okay.
And I'll leave that there because.
Do you agree or no?
Yes. Do you agree or no?
Agree. Very pretty movie, but.
So thumbs down.
Thumbs
in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
Okay. Thumbs straight up your butt.
Yeah.
Jay. Or no, it's me. I have a quick one. I want to watch one K-drama. I want to watch one Korean.
Okay.
They keep popping up on my Netflix, and I'm like, I like K-pop. The natural thing to do would be watch one of these. So if someone has a recommendation of a great K-drama, let me know. I'm interested.
I keep hearing this about this one called Flower of Evil or whatever.
Okay,
that's good.
Okay. I always see like ones that are like people are like, oh, this is so good, and there's quite a few, and I don't know which ones are good, so it's a little intimidating. I don't know which one to check out. I also hear about
this one, very obscure. It's called Squid Game. That one's good.
Oh well, that doesn't count in my opinion. It is technically it's too popular.
I am technically right, the best kind of right.
Oh, you silly little goose! Tell me your speed resolution.
My speed resolution. It was I'm going to watch more anime movies, but like I need a goal. So we're gonna make a goal here. So I am going to watch every available Studio Ghibli movie that's on Netflix.
Okay.
Okay.
I like
that.
That's a good one. I haven't even seen them all. You think
you
can? You think you can do what I can't? Probably. I'm not very good at it. Why don't we push mailbag back to the second half here? It's a quick mailbag question. Because that was a good conversation on resolutions. Let us know your resolutions in the comments, or like we said, if you want to come over to our Discord, let us know in the podcast discussion channel on Discord. So yeah, we'll come back. We'll answer a mailbag question that's related to 2024. Kind of a review of 2024 continues, and then we will also review the movie Pompo the Cinephile. We watched it, and we have things to say about it.
We do.
Lots
there are some words to be uttered from our lips.
We have several thoughts about it. That's for dang sure.
We do. And nobody said the thing. I have thoughts.
Said the thing. Oh,
I
thanks.
I said it.
Yeah.
I know your thoughts.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, let's go to an break.
It's got continual battle.
It's just they don't stop. They just keep battling.
No, you get like rewards for the battles that are always going on.
And anyway, yeah, welcome back to AniPro. Mike's just telling us about his new favorite gotcha game that's super etchy, he said, and he loves it.
It's true.
So
Yep.
etchy.
Yep.
I don't play etchy games.
Tales of Angels, if anyone's wondering. I have downloaded and played Tales of Angels. Look it up. It's great.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it's very diverse game.
It looks very
diverse.
No, I mean that like genuinely. Like you said, there's like a fishing thing. There's some Tetris.
It's weird. It's got a lot going on. It has a lot going on, but it's also very, very like weirdly generous. Like I've only been playing for like 2 days, and I think I've pulled like 250 times, maybe.
Holy. Well, they always get you when you start playing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's literally a brand new game too, and they're doing a thing where like every day you log in for the next like 2 weeks, you get 20 pulls. So
okay,
yeah, that's gonna go away very quick.
Yeah. Anyway, I've blown off the dust. I've brushed away the cobwebs, and let's take a quick dive.
It's time for the mailbag.
It's mailbag time. If you got a mailbag question, you can send it to us over at our website, AniProPod.com/mailbag, or on our Discord. This one comes from the Discord. It's also a patron priority mailbag we sent on New Year's Day. So very appropriate, very appropriate. It comes from Super Mexi, and his question is, what was each host's favorite new anime to come out in 2024? Now, we didn't quite know how to interpret this, whether this was like all anime or just new properties. So we did both. We picked one new one and one continuing anime. I'll go first with the new one.
Okay.
I went with his one. I don't know. I didn't talk about it too much, but I had a great time watching it, and I'm chasing that dragon, as I say. Gushing over Magical Girls was such a blast. I had such a fun time watching this, reading this. I am eternally hurt that the manga is currently on like a long-term hiatus. There hasn't been a new chapter since like February of 2024.
Oh, okay. That's not
that bad.
Oh, shut up.
It's really, when you say a long-term hiatus, I think of like Nana or something where it's like, it's been in hiatus for years.
Like,
yeah.
Whatever.
There's hope, Cole. There's hope.
Let me be in pain. Don't diminish my pain. Don't dismiss it.
You know what? I accept your pain, and I
accept your grievance into my heart.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Thank you. Anyway, it's not the best show, but I just had such a good time with it.
I respect that, though. I think that you got to let your freak flag fly a little bit sometimes. You got to do what your heart says, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing here. Yeah.
Mike, what was your favorite new show of the year? Sorry.
Favorite new show of the year? It's tricky. I'm really scared to go with this one just because recency bias is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be Dawn to Dawn, guys.
I mean, yeah, that's
it might
fair.
be.
Yeah.
It might be, honestly. It's between that and Delicious in Dungeon. I don't know which one. I go with. I'm just gonna go with Dawn to Dawn. It's where my heart says right now. It's such a perfect show for me. I love like zany shows like that, and it's animated so well. And I feel like Science Star just nailed it. And it's great material with a great show. It's Dawn to Dawn for me, I think. Yeah,
I feel like that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. For me, it's a show that aired earlier on the year. I think it was spring, and it was a high dive show, and that's Jellyfish Can't Swim the Night. Just a
Great
very
show.
well done show. Doga Kobo just knocked it out of the park, proving why they're just like a great studio that is just now kind of peaking out.
Yep.
And yeah, it just a good story about being yourself, I guess.
Yep.
The creative process.
Yeah, that as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh, let me write that down.
No, don't take
great.
it. That's mine.
Okay, no, you can keep it.
Yeah,
I got a different one.
I would also shout out Maka Ine. That show took me by surprise for sure.
For sure.
It
That was like
fantastic.
number 2 for me.
Yeah.
That was a blast of a show.
Yeah.
As far as continuing shows go, I mean, hey, one of my favorite shows ever finished. Sound Euphonium season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. really good. Really good.
Yeah.
I got to try and find the Blu-rays for those. I've got the movies, but I need the seasons on the Blu-rays. Yeah.
Hopefully they have all 3 seasons available. And it's not just like a 1 and 2, like a March comes in like a Lion situation.
Oh, Mike, why would you bring that up? Listen,
It's just the reality. It's the reality.
1 through 3, no problem. Volume 4 of the Blu-rays, impossible. Impossible to find.
It's funny you
March
say
comes in
that.
like a lion. Yeah.
Right after
March
you
comes in like a
left, when we did that bonus episode with Andrew, he was talking about how he was struggling to get Volume 4 of March Comes In Like a Lion.
Can't find it.
Yeah.
Can't find it. And people know you can't find it because there's like scams
Yeah.
to get Volume 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It sucks. It sucks. If you're a collector of movies, like, just buy one. Just buy one.
Yeah.
And like, why do you need 4 volumes of it? Just so you, it just
scalp
They can
it's
sell
artificial.
you one. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can sell you one.
But they don't. None of them
I
are
know.
for sale. You can't
know.
even find one for like a ridiculous price.
Yeah, I don't like that.
They're all
I don't
just-
like that at all. I don't like just do a
Well, they
reprint.
need one to watch, one to display, one to put in a picture frame, and the other to hold in at bed at night.
See,
There you
you
go.
joke, but like genuinely, like
Yeah.
people will have 2 volumes of stuff, one
Yeah.
to use and one to
One-
display, and it's like,
Mhm.
just
Peak consumerism is what it is.
yeah, exactly. Anyway, Mike,
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry, sound euphonium was my answer.
Sound euphonium is Cole's choice. I think my favorite continuing show. Honestly, I'm weirdly struggling with this one more than I thought I would. I think it's probably Oshinoko season 2 would be the best thing I watched that was a continuing show. I think.
Mm.
I think. I don't know. I don't feel confident about
sure?
that though. It feels weird. It feels weird. I don't know. 'Cause I'm not like the massive Oshinoko guy. But yeah, I think that'll be my answer. What about you,
Okay.
Jay? What was your best continuing?
My best continuing
Or
was
favorite
very
continuing.
obvious. Mushoku
Mushoku
Tensei.
Yeah.
It aired probably its best episode on Father's Day, and that was soul crushing.
Yeah, interesting choice. Interesting move. I
Yeah.
wonder how it worked out.
But like just a great personal continuation of the story for Rudy. And where it goes from there, and seeing him develop as a character was just such a great watch. And yeah, we talked about it in our bonus about how I like rehabilitation stories, and this is like peak rehabilitation.
Mhm.
Great pick. Very good show. Also, Free Ren Core 2, technically.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a cheating
Yeah.
answer because it was just a continuation. But
Yeah.
let us know what your favorite new show was from last year as well.
Yeah.
But we've got business to attend to, gentlemen. We have
do.
a movie
Straighten your
to review.
ties.
Yeah. We are going to review Pompo the Cinephile. It was a movie from Studio. Wouldn't it be really
Clap?
cool if I had it
Studio
right in front of
Clap.
me? Studio Clap. They've got the clapping hands. What's it about? Well, I guess it's my turn to actually describe this movie. So it's
Yes, it is.
yeah, Jay's got to get it.
It's right
So-
behind me.
It's interesting. So first of all, I just want to comment on the title of the movie, Pompo the Cinephile. First of all, Pompo's not even the main character. And
That threw me
she's-
for a loop.
Yeah, she's not just a cinephile. She is like a movie producer.
See, I thought
So
it was
bad name. Bad name.
initially. I thought it was called Pompo and the Cinephile.
Well, that would
Right.
make more sense. That would make more sense.
That would
'Cause she's
actually make
real-
more sense. Yeah.
Pompo is the titular character, though not the main character. And what she is she's a movie producer who kind of works exclusively in like exploitative B movies. Not like she's not exploiting her actors, but like, you know, that sexploitation, you would call it. Raunchy stuff, B movies, monster movies with girls in bikinis and stuff like that. And she doesn't really like long movies. But anyway, she's our side character. Our main character is Gene Finney, and he's the
cinephile.
guy. He's the cinephile. The direct translation of this movie is called "I Love Movies, Pompo-san," which makes
it really?
more sense to me. Yes.
Yeah.
Just another poor translation, but the Japanese because this is in the movie. It says Pompo the Cinephile, so whatever. I'm complaining about nothing. Old man shakes fist at cloud.
He does do that often.
So Pompo writes this movie script, and Gene is like, this is an incredible movie. And Pompo's like, yeah, it is. And you're going to direct it. And it's his debut. Up until this point, Gene has been Pompo's assistant. And the cats are going nuts outside.
I hear that.
So Pompo taps Gene to make this movie, and it's really, the whole movie is about like the creative process, the trials and tribulations, the struggle of the creative process.
It was really not what I thought it was going to be originally, for like the reason that you said of, I thought Pompo was the cinephile and Pompo was the guy. Gene. And it just, like you said, the marketing of it and just kind of like the initial impressions of someone just looking at the tin doesn't really give you a good feel for what the movie's about, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree. No fault of the movie. Well, I guess it is a fault of the movie, but
I'd say it's more a fault of the
marketing.
The marketing.
The
team.
marketing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does say a lot about movie. It's a super optimistic movie, I would say. Like everybody's maybe maybe too much rose-colored glasses for like the entertainment industry.
I think like that like that's for its or in service of the theme or the biggest theme of the story, which is like honor the creative process, honor creative integrity. And
it's a story that's been told before, which I guess would bring us to kind of our, what would we recommend when we you could see Mike being like, we skipped something.
This isn't following the script.
What would appropriate? What would we compare this to? Like, what would our recommendations be of this? Like, we watched this, and like, what did it make us think of? Mike, what did you immediately think of? I'm going with Mike because he went with my initial answer as well.
Oh, okay. Out of spite. Spite is the reason he's going with me.
Well, I'm giving you. I could have taken it.
I frankly, I guess you could have. You did have the power. Frankly, I had a troubled time thinking of something that compares to this that's in like the anime medium, honestly. And I think the thing that the closest I came was Look Back by Fujimoto, the movie that came out last year. I think it's the only thing I can think of that has like the similar like behind the scenes of creating a movie type vibe that this has.
Yeah.
And while also being animated really well. I don't know that they stack up thematically other than that, though, is the thing.
I think they do stack up thematically. They just don't stack up like literally. One's about writing a manga, one's about making a movie.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But like really it's the creative process. I think Jay's answer is going to be a good one as well for the same reason. This movie is like a love letter to filmmaking where there's not much specifically like that.
Yeah,
in anime.
The one thing I got, because this is based on a manga, this movie is clear, or the mangaka clearly is a cinephile themselves.
Oh yeah.
Like
I looked at the manga a little bit too. It was neat. At the end of each chapter, it would say like little blurbs on the characters and what their favorite movies are and stuff. One of Gene's favorite movies, Mike, is Fight Club. So
that makes sense. That makes sense. Yep.
But yeah, the creative process I think is kind of what we have to look at with this one. And for me, my comparison would be like Keep Your Hands Off Isaacen as well. Yeah. Not only for like the, depicting the creative process, but also kind of the creative ways that it uses to depict the creative process as well. Like they put themselves in these worlds in Keep Your Hands Off Isaacen, where this is more like creative ways of making scenes in this movie, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So that would be my second answer, because Mike took Look Back from me. He stole it from me out of my hands.
Welcome.
Jay,
my answer for this would be, and I kind of alluded to it, Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. Just from like yeah, it's thematic level of like the creative process, and also just like the idea of like self-expression and how important that is to a work, and how
Right.
it makes it how it adds identity to that work rather than
Mhm.
just being
Mhm.
another
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So there is one on the like recommended list on Annie list here, Bakuman, and I don't know much about Bakuman. Would you
Kind of.
say? Yeah.
Kind of. The thing about Bakuman is like it's a lot more of like an educational piece about like the inner workings of manga
Mhm.
rather than like having a theme of the creative the
Right.
creative process. So like
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, just going off of that, this movie didn't have much like nitty gritty to it. Nitty
it
gritty
didn't
Gundam.
No.
and I kind of think that that's for its
I
benefit
think so.
almost.
Like one of the things that comes up in this movie is like economic storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is exemplified in this. Like, we don't need to know how the movie is made. We just like we're watching this movie more for the
creative process rather than
the technical process.
The technical process, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's more about like the process of being like inspired, I would say, than actually making a movie.
Mhm.
Like the making a
It's the
movie is just the
creative vision.
medium, is the medium they choose to tell it in. But
Right.
like personally, I think I would have enjoyed having a bit more. When I see the word cinephile in the name of a movie, I can't help but think like, oh, this is going to be like a smart movie. This is going to be a movie that has like lots of like insider information. I'm going to learn stuff here that I don't know about. And I just don't feel like that was the case with this at all. And I don't know if I'm disappointed, but I just feel like I could have used a bit more.
You were
I don't
led
know if it
astray.
needed. Yeah, I don't know if it needed to like have like a 10-minute scene where he's like, this is how you use DaVinci Resolve or something like that. But like, I think it could have used maybe a bit more like insider info or inside jokes, I guess, into the movie industry. Maybe.
Well,
I don't know.
Like, that's the thing. Like the term cinephile is like somebody who watches lots of movies, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like you see this title and you think like, okay, this guy is, I don't know, I guess this is a problem I have. I always make up the story before I watch it. You think like this is a guy who really likes watching movies and somehow through somehow he ends up making a movie, where this is like, well, no, he's already in the industry.
Yeah.
And he just got tapped to direct a movie, and he just also happened like the cinephile aspect of the title is what maybe what led me astray as well.
I
If
think
that makes sense.
it's weird because like from that perspective, Pompo is a cinephile because like the whole thing about her is like she does watch movies, but she always leaves before the credits, right?
She doesn't like long movies. She likes 90-minute movies.
Yeah, but like she also like will always she'll always leave before the credits start playing because she just doesn't like she doesn't actually enjoy them anymore. But like he wanted to make a movie that she'd actually like.
Yeah.
So like from that perspective, I guess she is the cinephile because she's the one who's watching all these movies.
Whoa, Jay, you just blew my mind.
So like, I mean,
I don't know if she was talking. The thing is, I couldn't tell if she was walking out when the credits started because they were her own movies. Because I think that was why she was leaving.
Because he said, like every time I went to see a movie, there was always like I'd always notice someone else there, and he was talking about Ponpo.
Yeah, but they were her studio's movies, I think.
Yeah, but she would only
every
make
time he went
B-movies.
to see a movie.
Yeah,
okay.
They weren't her movies.
Yeah.
Because they like different kinds of movies. She likes the short, in-your-face movies, and he likes the long, Lawrence of Arabia type stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that kind of brings us to the next point. And Pompo says 90 minutes is the perfect length. And I think that this will be an interesting kind of discussion. Is Pompo right? Is 90 minutes a perfect movie length? Jay, why don't you
Sure.
why don't you take that one?
So I don't know. Like, I didn't, when she had that whole spiel about 90 minutes being my perfect movie length, I didn't really take that as like 90 minutes specifically, just more like
around 90 minutes.
Yeah,
when
I don't
it's
think
like
half,
when it's
yeah.
cut down and all the fat's trimmed off, right?
Yeah.
Like, she likes when stories get to the point rather than being
Yes.
over bloated.
Yes.
Yeah, that is
I think what she
ultimately
actually
she
says is anything longer than 90 minutes is cruel to your audience or something like that. I think is what she
modern
says.
audience, she said.
Modern audience, yeah.
Which is
And
true.
like, I think that like movies are, especially when they're 3 hours long, are too long.
Oh yeah.
No,
like-
I disagree. But
See, Cole
keep
is
going.
Pompo. Dear listener, keep that in your mind as we're reading through or we're going through this.
I'm not
Cole is
Pompo.
Pompo. Or not Pompo. You're Gene, sorry, I meant to say.
Probably more along the lines of Gene. I know what
Yeah.
you're saying. Like, I agree with Pompo in the sense that like a movie, you should cut it down to be as short as possible. You want economics in your storytelling.
And I think that's more the point she was trying to get at, rather than like, it needs to be 90 minutes, otherwise it's a failure.
Yeah.
And I think like, yeah, if you're just making it longer for the sake of making it longer because you can, that isn't necessarily.
It depends, in my opinion. Like, sometimes length can like build tension, right? Like, yeah, you could take a scene of like just a close up of somebody and kind of essentially you're locking somebody in that position and you're just staring at somebody and it makes you uncomfortable. But you need like
but what
a
if you're
couple
doing that
minutes
for
of
like
that.
15 minutes to extend the runtime?
But if that's what you're trying to do, like if you're putting somebody in a position and you're like, I don't like this, I don't like having this guy stare at me, and I don't like staring at him, and the point of that scene is to make you uncomfortable, you can't do that in 3 seconds, right? You need like a minute.
Well,
I think
but,
of the
like,
elevator scene in Evangelion. Like, you're locked in that elevator with Rei and Asuka, and there's that tension in there, and you get that tension because it's such a long take.
I think you can have takes like that. And I think what basically Pompo's getting at when she says that like 90 minutes is, I think an hour and a half is about as long as the average person is willing to kind of sit in one sitting and watch something. And I think, or like consume something. And that's kind of how I feel about the podcast a lot of times too. So I agree with Pompo on this one. I think anything longer than 90 minutes is asking a lot from like the modern person. And I do agree with what Cole's saying a little bit, that it'll take as long as it needs to take sometimes.
It depends on the movie.
That's the
though.
exception rather than the rule in my mind.
I don't think like, if that one scene matters, like then there might be another scene in there that doesn't.
I know what you're saying. Like, don't make
Right?
something long for the sake of making it long.
Yeah, for sure.
But you can't
And-
cut something out just because it's long.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
If it's necessary, right?
Yeah,
As long as it's
but like
necessary.
that's what Pompo's saying. Like, she's not saying cut something out because it's longer than this. She's saying like cut it if it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
Mhm. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just arguing for argument's sake, I guess. Because that's what we do. It's a podcast. We got to talk. I had a thought. It's gone.
Oh no,
Yeah.
we lost him.
Well, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, right. Pompo, 90 minutes. Pompo specializes in B movies. Of course, they're going to be 90 minutes. I'm surprised. Never mind. That's kind of a spoiler. Anyway, sorry. I don't know what's going on. What I wanted to bring up was like, there's no real antagonist in this movie. It's really
it's mostly
just
a man
like
versus self.
yeah, that kind of thing. It's there's not really. Yeah, like you meet characters are introduced and you think that they're going to be like, oh, here's the foil, here's the bad guy. And then, no, turns out that they're actually just like a nice guy.
That. Like, I never got that feeling while watching the movie. Like, it just kind of felt like everyone's a part of this project trying to make it happen.
Yeah. I think specifically of the banker. Like, the banker is introduced and you think he's going to be kind of like somebody who in any other story, this guy would be introduced. He was an old bully of Jean's, and now he's going to kind of like bring that trauma back to Jean. But no, like they meet up and they like go for lunch, and they're like super nice and chill. And he's like, in any other movie, he would have been like,
yeah, I agree,
a trigger for something. Maybe
he
not
would have
necessarily
been a trigger point for conflict, which he sort of, his little arc there did bring about maybe one of the biggest conflicts in the thing, external conflicts. But yeah, the majority of the conflict in this is just like basically Jean trying to figure out how to make a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Make his perfect movie, basically. Is basically like the main conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's to make his aria.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. It's in the movie.
It's in the movie.
he said the thing.
I said the thing.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I kind of applaud it that it doesn't just go the obvious route of, oh, this guy's gonna trigger some terrible
yeah.
thing.
I thought it was refreshing. Yeah. It was it was interesting though, like you hear about all just kind of going back to what I said before, like this movie is 100% a love letter to Hollywood. And you always hear about like how cutthroat Hollywood is and stuff like that. Everyone in this movie is outrageously nice to Jean.
Yes.
Perhaps too nice, but I get it. If the whole point of the story is to like be a love letter to movie making, then I get why everybody would be super nice in the story.
It's to value the creative process and creative integrity. And if there was any of that like cutthroatness to any of the characters or any of the plot points regarding his creative endeavors, it would have kind of challenged that a bit too much, where the story might have taken a bit of a different direction.
The only cutthroat stuff was like towards the end of the movie when Jean's doing the editing, which is like that kind of, it didn't come out of nowhere. Like I understood what was happening, but like there's stuff that's introduced earlier on in the movie where everybody's kind of like helping out with a scene, and in the end that scene is how do I say this? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, can you help me out at all?
Think so?
No? Yeah?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. I'm trying to say it without like spoiling it for people. Yeah, I think there's this one point in the movie where like the creative process comes down to only Jean.
It gets in the way of itself in some points.
Yeah.
I guess.
It does. I feel like you said, this movie is just like outrageously optimistic as a whole.
Yeah.
And I think it puts like this rose-colored glasses over the whole creative process, especially of like the movie industry and stuff like that. And like, is it actually realistic to have a movie entirely made by one person? Like he directed it. They even mentioned in the movie, like it's very unusual for someone to direct and edit and do all this other stuff. And and I think they're correct. I think that one person probably physically could not do all the work that needs to go into this movie. But I think,
well, I mean,
it makes for a fun, it makes for a good movie to see it. He does the one thing.
He did have a team, but like, and at the in the same vein, I think, like I was saying about what Cole was talking about earlier, the unrealism about it is to make the point of like we should honor creativity more.
Yeah. So you're saying like the point of this movie is like to point out like the creative process should be respected, basically, and like IRL. I did feel like, to me, like kind of like an on the nose, like the director of this kind of got disrespected or something, and he's like, I'm gonna show them, I'm gonna make this, gonna make this, and then
a little bit.
Is the movie, his response.
I don't know if it was out of spite or anything.
I think people took it out as like his ego was doing this, and he's like, no, I need this one.
Yeah.
Which like in the real world, nobody would care. You'd
No.
film the one scene.
I think like
Yeah.
it makes sense with how they rationalized it, because they were like, well, everyone on the team is doing something else. We'd have to reassemble them and that, which like I understood what they were getting at.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring something up too. As soon as we were introduced to the former bully, he wasn't even a bully, the blonde guy, and he hands him his card.
He
Alan,
accidentally knocks his book out of his hand. That's not really.
That's introduced later.
He was
though.
just his
like
former classmate in high school.
Yeah.
through the movie.
Nice to him. Yeah.
Through the movie, it doesn't show the scene where Alan comes up and he's like, you dropped this. Here's your book. Don't look down all the time. Look ahead. But there's the scene where they're reintroduced and Alan hands him his card. And I wrote down Chekhov's bank because this movie is this movie is all about economic storytelling, and you would not introduce this character as a banker unless that was going to come up later in the movie.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that, I'm like, they're going to need
a bank
funding from the bank for something.
Yeah.
And then when he's like, I need the extra scene, I'm like, they're going to talk about finances. And then they do. And then the bank is introduced. And I'm so smart. I've seen so many movies.
I don't want to rain on your smartness parade, Cole, but I feel like the whole movie as a whole was fairly predictable. Like you kind of knew where it was going the whole way through. The plot is not the star of this movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say that wasn't predictable was kind of the no antagonistic force other than the internal antagonistic
Honestly,
force. That was the only thing that wasn't kind of,
for me, was pretty predictable. I think it went like this plot wise. This movie's pretty cut and dry, honestly.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
I would agree. It's a very simple plot, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's very
I think
simple.
if anything, that's a good thing. I think if it was too complicated in this sense, it would overbloat things and just kind of be all over the place. But
which is kind of like brings me to like there's the whole bank plot. We've kind of danced around it a little bit with Alan, the banker guy. Yeah. I felt like honestly, I could have cut that whole plot out of the movie, and it would have been a much better movie. Honestly,
I feel like
it just felt so forced and like
I feel
contrived.
like it was important. It was.
I don't know.
It was corny. It was super. Corny.
I think it was it was corny. I'm kind of in the middle where I'm like, it's probably not my favorite part of the movie, but if it was gone, there probably would be something missing.
Yeah. So Mike, just for clarification, do you mean like the whole bank plot, or just like the culmination of it? So I think Jay and I are probably talking about like the final scene of that little arc.
I think genuinely, if you took Alan out of this movie, I don't think the movie would change very much. I think you could still have the problem with the funding, and it didn't need to play out the way it did. And it's specifically, I am referring to the final climax of that little arc. I think that was just so ham-fisted that it honestly kind of ruined the movie for me.
It was Deus Ex Machina of the president of the bank walking in and being
that
like,
was a little ridiculous.
What a great,
that was the best presentation I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Okay, guy. That we just
Who are you?
are meeting now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, as somebody who likes movies and stuff like that, banks are important to the filmmaking process. So like, I appreciate them kind of pointing that out. And I like the idea of, again, it was so corny when he's like, the banker is like, it's a bank's job to help people find their dreams or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
just not true.
Don't do that.
they just don't do that. Yeah.
I guess kind of, but like at a cost, you know, like you got to pay for your dream.
Yeah. I mean,
we'll help you buy a house, but we're going to take like
this
50% of your payments and interest. Don't worry. Yeah.
This movie glorifies the idea of the creative process and hopes and dreams and stuff like that. And I think like the only real like heavy thing it has to say about that is like, to make these choices, you have to cut something out.
Yeah. Which I think is a great segue into the next segment. Gene kind of talks about how like great artists have to be like unyielding, obsessed, you know, just specific blinders on. They're only focused on one thing.
This is my creative vision. Get the hell out of my way and let me do it.
Yeah, everybody else. So like, is that correct? Do you think that is like something necessary to the creative process?
I think that there's a middle ground there.
Okay.
But if you guys have polarizing opinions, then
I think we might all come down on completely different places on this. Personally, to a certain degree, I agree with Alan or Gene. I'm sorry. That's what separates somebody from the normies, so to speak. Even athletes and stuff too, right? Like you have to be solely focused on your craft in order to excel. You need to have that thing that somebody who just has latent talent doesn't have. And that is hard work to the point of collapsing kind of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it too. I think,
okay,
I kind of think that to excel at anything, to be a cut better than everyone else, I think you do have to kind of put in some hard work and kind of like, you have to be focused on your goal and just doing that one thing. And it's pretty hard to excel and just basically kind of skate along and do it just in part time. I don't know if you can really. And I think that's kind of what Cole is getting at. Well, I do also kind of I do think it's somewhere more in the middle of like, you can have your vision, but like you still have to be like, oh, well, like maybe I have to actually listen to the bank a little bit or something like that. Like you kind of have to be flexible.
I think that's Hollywood
work with what you got.
Yeah.
Like, I just look at it like from the perspective of someone like Togashi from Hunter x Hunter, where he's like, he has terrible back problems. He's like basically like collapsing, and he's still stubbornly saying like, no one's gonna help me on my manga. This is my baby. Nobody's touching this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you like, is that sound?
Right, but Hunter x Hunter is celebrated as one of the best manga ever. So I think like, yeah, like he sacrificed all of that stuff to produce this, and yeah, it sucks. It's hard on you. It's hard on your personal life. But like, I wouldn't do that. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm not built for that. I'm not built to be able to sacrifice everything else in my life to just focus on one sole thing. But some people are, and those are the people who like, that's the cream that rises to the top. That's
kind of like another one is like Ichiro Oda from One Piece, right? Like he has not given up the reins of One Piece in the 20 years he's been doing it.
Yeah.
He's also like kind of built different. Like, it's weird. He doesn't.
That's exactly. That's what we're saying.
That's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But whether it's physical or mentally built different, you need to have something that just puts you over the edge of just somebody who's, like a creative person, I would say we're all creative people, but we don't, like, we're not sacrificing this is just the podcast and making stories and stuff like that is just something we enjoy doing.
It's a hobby.
But there are people who they're going to make it or they're going to die trying. And that's the difference, I think. And like Gene is that kind of person. Like he becomes like solely obsessed to the point of endangering himself.
Yeah.
And I mean, George Lucas did that during Star Wars.
It all comes back to Star Wars.
Yeah, he had problems. Yeah.
I think part of the thing though is if you're so inflexible and you're so rigid and you're so devout in your beliefs here, singularly obsessed and unyielding is what I wrote in the thought. I think when you think of something that is unyielding, eventually it's going to break is the problem.
Yeah.
If you don't bend, you break. And that's sort of what they kind of show in this movie a little bit. But I think this movie is just rose-colored glasses,
like, it's
the
weird.
movie. So
he does, but then like a day later he gets up and he's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, rose-colored glasses, the movie.
Yeah, the movie, it does sometimes kind of oppose itself. Like it'll say like, this is a creative process that requires everybody's input. and that's great. And then later on, it kind of says, "Well, no, it's Gene's movie.
It's Gene. Gene's the one who made this happen.
Gene's the guy." But just speaking more from like a, I guess like a movie thing, like this specific movie, not necessarily movie making. I thought this movie was super creative. The scene transitions, the way it would show flashbacks in like Gene was editing something and then it would show the flashback in the editing screen that he was working on. Very cool stuff. The windshield wipers transitioning to another scene. I
thought there were lots of really cool transitions in this movie.
I think the transitions were cool. Initially, I felt like I was expecting something visually a little bit more avant-garde. For something like this. So like I was a bit let down. But the more I watched it, I kind of felt like if it was too avant-garde, it wouldn't be film-like, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It was pretty anime though, I would say, but
it was
kind of grounded. Like it was
it was a weird mix.
Yeah.
Like you had your like lolly, somehow super old character Pompo who's like super knowledgeable somehow, and then you have like the scenes of like him literally cutting through the tape with this pair of shears that he wields like Kill la Kill style. So it was very anime while also still being like weirdly grounded at the same time. It was in a good way though. I kind of like that like, dichotomy a bit of it.
And man, I love watching anime movies because like some of the like physical acting in this movie, it was just terrific. Like the scene where they're rolling around on the ground, throwing mud at each other.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap!
I
that's
think
great stuff.
Animated
I think
great.
the best part of this movie was the meta movie. Like the
Meister.
scenes with Meister. The shot composition, like it just felt like it was storyboarded as like close to an in-camera movie as they possibly could.
Yeah, great shots from the movie segments. Yeah,
I agree. Like all the best shots were from the movie part, except for with the exception of the first time that they see Natalie or whatever her name is, the young girl where she like jumps in the puddle. And then Pompo's eye does like the whole like a bunch of like pictures thing of like stop motion where he's like framing it in his mind. I thought that was really cool too. Gene's eye. Did I say Pompo again?
You said Pompo.
Yeah. You know
they're the same person.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was just, this was such a pretty movie. I thought like, from top to bottom.
Good job, studio clap.
I wasn't expecting it to be as good looking as it was, despite it being about movies.
Well, I was hoping it would be because it is a meta movie.
It's kind of been flying under the radar though, you know, like nobody really talks about this movie. So I thought like, oh, okay, it's probably.
Well, it's also not available anywhere.
That's probably the part of it. Yeah. You have to. I actually had to rent this one from Google Play for $3.99.
Oh my goodness.
I will send the bill to you, Cole.
Well,
for
let me just
selecting
say,
this one.
Jay and I, we have the Blu-rays for this.
We own it.
And let me say, just as an aside, the award for best Blu-ray menu goes to this.
I love how like the trailer for Meister plays on the theater screen.
Yeah. So, Mike, the Blu-ray menu is just like a movie screen, and it shows the trailer for Meister, and then it shows the trailer for that other movie, Marine, or whatever it was called. Yeah. I don't know. It was just super cool. I
wanted to watch that movie over Meister. Honestly, that movie looked fun.
Yeah, it did look fun. And then the other one where the giant ant eater at the end of the movie. Yeah. Meister looks good too, though.
They all look good. Yeah, but yeah, I kind of, now that I think about it, I kind of almost wish. I think now that I go back to my point about the B plot or whatever, I almost, now that I think about it, I would have maybe substituted the B plot about the funding for just more movie making, like more of the creative vision of the movie. I think that might have maybe played better in my retrospective of looking at it. But I'm bouncing backwards. Yeah, it just came to my mind when you mentioned that a little bit. How the best scenes in the movie are when when Gene is like executing his creative vision, and like you kind of see the creative process at work, and like a genius named Gene literally looking at things and saying like, no, I see it in my mind. Let's make it reality. And I think that was where the movie shined for sure.
Yeah. The movie making process of it was fairly short. Like they filmed
Yeah.
the movie in like 20 minutes of like runtime, and then the rest was kind of like either set up for the movie or the editing.
Yeah.
Which I like that though. It makes it they say it in the movie, like editing is vital in movie making.
Yeah.
It's the most important part, they say. Yeah.
Editing is the most vital stage. I wrote that down in all caps.
Yeah.
Because I edit this podcast.
I like that because a lot of people just look at the shooting,
The director.
aspect.
Yeah.
The director, and just say like,
I mean,
everything that's shot, that's the movie.
Yeah.
No,
you know what they say though about Star Wars? It's made
Saved
in
by the edit.
Saved by the edit.
It's so true though, because if
they
you
fix in post,
you can really tell, like even like dabbling in like YouTube videos and stuff like that, like you can tell when people put the time in to really like spend the time to look through the thing that they've created and make sure they put out the best version of it they can. You can tell. You really can. Like I aspire to be like that with the podcast too, for example. Like you should put in the time to make sure you're putting out a quality product. And that's that's what editing does, is it refines, it hones. It takes the iron ore and turns it into an ingot, as we said in the
an ingot.
Yeah. Funny word, ingot.
Ingot. I've played Minecraft.
Yeah.
So Jay, you asked a question. Did this movie suit the medium of animation? Could you maybe
elaborate.
I'm wondering what you mean by that. Yeah.
So while I was watching this movie, I was a little bit interested in how, more than any other movie, anime movie I've seen, I was interested in how this would play out as a live action. And it led me to wonder if maybe this story was more suited for a live action movie over an animation movie.
It's tough. This movie really does steer into anime and animation. There's stuff in this that you couldn't do
in certain aspects. In certain aspects, I agree. But like, I think at the same time, if you just tweak it,
I think it could be done for sure.
Yeah,
anything could be done live action. Not well. They've been trying.
I think to Jay's credit, I think this would work well as a live action.
You
would have to definitely modify it pretty heftily, though. I'd say, the bones of it work.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like anything, you can make anything live action, and I think this would work. But I think it suits the medium of animation, which was the question.
Yeah.
As it is right now, I think it works very well as an anime.
I think the only real scenes that you'd have to change
would be
like
scenes.
the editing process.
For sure. Yeah.
Also, like you don't get that like pastel, picturesque, like super colorful stuff that like Gene sees, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That would be difficult too.
It'd be difficult to capture I feel like what anime does is it turns the volume knob on life up to 15. And I feel like it'd be hard to capture that without it seeming too corny.
But I'd also be really interested in seeing how a director would do that.
It would be. Yeah, I agree.
I think about that all the time. Like I often will watch an anime and I'm like, A, how would a live action director do this? And B, I would love to see like some of these anime tropes kind of like work their way into live action movie making.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I whenever I watch Shaft or Monogatari or anything like that, like how would you do that live action? Yeah. The head tilts and the panning up shots and stuff like that. Like you never see that in actual filmmaking.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think about that.
Interesting.
It would be, but I mean, the black and white of this question, yes, I do think this works well as an animation.
I would even go so far as to say I think it suits the medium of animation better than it would live action. I think that's what Jay was trying to get us to ask, and I think that's where I come down on it.
Okay. Yeah. So like we kind of talked about like how this movie is quite anime-y, and that would probably come down to like the character designs and stuff like that. Did you feel like taken out of the movie with like their character designs and the impact on the movie, or like was it pretty seamless in terms of you easing your way into it?
Pompo felt like to this movie what Rebecca was to Cyberpunk Edgerunners, I feel.
Yeah, Pompo though, I did look into it. Pompo is legitimately like a 14-year-old girl. She's not.
Oh,
an
is
adult.
she?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
she's a
okay.
little girl. Yeah. She's just a genius about movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
But
actually
yeah,
makes a
I
lot
know
of
what you
sense.
mean. Like Pompo is definitely like the mascot of this character. So in that aspect, I understand why it's called Pompo the Cinephile.
Yeah.
Because she is very marketable in this movie, but she's kind of not in it as much as I thought she would be. Like she's almost a side character.
Almost.
She's almost like a force of nature in this movie that just kind of moves the plot along.
Yep, she is really the driver of the plot, because she kind of makes, if you think about it, everything that happens sort of happens because she wills it to. And I kind of think
machinations.
Yeah. I kind of think Pompo was probably my favorite character in the movie too, because like you said, like every time that she left you wanting more, because she was not in the movie as much as you thought she was, but every time she was on the screen, man, did she like shine. Like she took up the
Pompo's
whole screen.
a delight.
Yeah,
she's super fun. Her barging into the room saying that she's here, very All Might.
Yes, exactly. I felt like there's a few clever nods too in this. Like I don't know if they said it in both the sub and the dub, because I watched this half sub, half dub.
Oh, I was good. That was my next
flipped
question.
halfway
Sub or
through.
dub?
Yeah, and because I just
Jay,
wanted to take in both. Yeah,
Jay, sub or dub?
Sub.
Yeah, we know.
I always
Cole
ask
also watched
Jay.
sub.
We all.
We all.
I watch sub too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna rewatch it with dub, but I wanted to.
It's
play
good.
guitar
It's a good
instead.
dub. It's serviceable. The only thing that it does that I know you won't like is the song at the beginning of the movie. It redubbed the song in English.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Doesn't work. I flipped to the sub for the opening and then back to the dub and then back to the sub.
The song at the beginning of the movie was pretty corny.
It was pretty corny in both, to be honest with you.
But
I do think it had some corn, and I feel like the interpersonal relationships with the characters definitely were, like everything. This movie is very rose-colored glasses, and I feel like lots of the interpersonal relationships are very. They have this like genius actor who comes in. He gets along with everyone great, and they have this first time actor come in, and she gets along great with everyone. And everyone gets along great and makes this awesome movie. It's a great time.
But again, going back, like the genius actor who reminded me of Alec Guinness in Star Wars, who provided a sense of a legitimacy to the movie Star Wars during filming, because everybody thought it would be silly. But anyway, the you would think he'd come in and be a jerk, right?
Yeah.
Because he's the best actor in the world, but he's like a super nice guy. Again,
He was probably one of my favorite characters in the movie.
Yeah, he's great.
And what I wanted to point out with regards to like the actual interpersonal relationships was like, there's no like romance in this. Everybody is purely platonic. They're working towards making this movie.
And I think that's for its benefit. Like a lesser movie would have had Jean end up with Pompo, and they're like a power couple that makes movies together, and that wouldn't really work.
Jean end up with
Natalie. Is who I would have said. Yeah. Because I felt like the sparks flew a few times there between the two of them, but they didn't indulge in it. They didn't light a fire.
It was nice. Like Jay was saying, in a lesser movie, there would have been like, you would have taken that step. But this, it's like, there's sparks, but that's like more from like,
we're just becoming friends.
We're becoming friends, and Jean gets those sparks from like her just raw talent in acting.
Yeah. And the fact that like his vision of the movie is becoming a reality with her acting.
Yeah. No,
what point did you really, when you wrote interpersonal relationships as the point you wanted us to talk about, what did you have in mind, Jay? I feel like it's
mostly
very
the
vague.
romance thing. Like the fact that like they didn't end up together I applaud that.
No,
okay, I agree.
I liked it because they didn't tease it either. Like it was just kind of all platonic.
Yeah.
Yep. It was good. It was
like you guys kind of said. I think in a lesser movie, I think he would have had his blockbuster hit and got the girl.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been just a one thing too many that would have made it extra cheesy, and it'd be like, yeah. You know,
just real quick, I'm going to give a quick spoiler warning here. So if you want to just skip spoilers, really quick. I just wanted to talk about the ending, the very ending of the movie. Again, stop here or fast forward a couple minutes if you want.
Just
I'm doing
like
it in
we're only gonna
3,
need 2 minutes here. Yeah.
2, 1, real quick. Everybody wins an award at the end.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
Rose-colored glasses.
Rose-colored glasses,
yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
And, of course, the movie is 90 minutes long.
Yes.
It's 93 minutes long.
No, those 3 minutes would have been the credits at the start
Credits
of the
don't
movie.
count, apparently.
Credits don't count, Jay. It was 90 minutes, which like they obviously would have had to that would have been they had to make it 90 minutes.
Yeah. I liked that. I thought
very meta. I liked it. Yeah.
It's very meta. I like it. And I think probably that's part of why I think maybe they padded those minutes in the bank scene is my guess.
Maybe. Yeah. You had to make it
probably
90
what
minutes
happened.
at least.
Yeah.
You do have to make it at least 90 minutes. Any movie that's less than 90 minutes other than
doesn't get taken
real.
seriously.
Even then,
Other than
like
look
if
back.
it wasn't like they might have said like, oh, this is just going to be a TV special or something. And it's like, no,
Yeah.
we want a movie.
Because if it was an hour and 5 minutes, you're just like, oh, that's just an OVA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a long show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I love that line. What's my favorite part of this movie? And he thinks about it. He's like, the fact that it was 90 minutes.
I thought it was
Yeah,
very
great.
cheesy that there was an interviewer on stage for winning an award.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
It was for that
Mhm.
setup and
Yeah.
punchline, but like, couldn't it
Yeah.
have been like an interview in the back? Like,
Or like,
have
just
you
like
ever
someone-
watched the
someone,
Academy
like,
Awards?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
No,
just like
the
someone
answer is no.
shouts from the crowd like, hey, what was your favorite part?
Yeah, that would have been good, Jay. That would have been. That's
That'd
the
been
right
good.
move. Yeah.
That's a better movie.
You should
Jay,
make a
you should have
movie,
wrote this
Jay.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Write this movie. Yeah.
Let's make a movie, guys.
Yeah.
let's
Let's make a
Um,
movie. Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Final thoughts and ratings. Let's start with you, Mike, because you're first on my screen. What were your final
am first
thoughts
on your
this?
screen and last in your heart. But I will
No.
go first in
That's
this
not true.
order with because I think traditionally, the person who nominated goes last. I think is how it works. I don't remember.
Yeah, I always put
Yeah.
myself last.
Yeah. Anyway,
But
was this my favorite movie? No. Was it a good movie? Yeah.
okay.
Was it a great movie? No.
Okay.
Do I think that there's enough here to keep someone in? Was it like a fun movie? Was it something that I'm going to watch again? Probably not going to watch it again, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun little look into a slice into a personality that you don't see very often. It's kind of like I think of it almost as like, it's almost like a B movie about making movies where it's like, yeah, it's not the best movie, but it's kind of fun and kind of campy, kind of cheesy, but you like it. You like it because it just makes you feel warm and fuzzy as you're watching it. There's no dark drama to it.
Yeah.
I'm someone who appreciates having dark drama and I like consuming dark media and stuff that has like that dark side. So maybe it's just not for me, but like I did enjoy this movie. I didn't love it though. So I'm going to this movies kind of break our scale. We need to come up with a different scale for our
It's the spirit of the answer.
yeah. I'm just going to give it the middle of the road, the consider continuing, which I think maybe we renamed to just like enjoyed. I don't know. Maybe.
It's the
Enjoyed.
spirit. Like I said, it's
Yeah.
the spirit of the
Yeah.
If there was a sequel, you would consider going to see it. It's kind of
Maybe.
how I think of that. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I'd consider it, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give it that. Whatever the middle of the pack is in our
Sure.
movie scale. Now, yes,
Okay.
Jay.
Yeah. Still
Cole.
passing.
Oh yeah,
You
Cole.
go first.
Yeah, Cole, you go.
Well, it was my nomination, but okay, I'll go.
Yeah.
So just going off of the dark drama aspect that Mike said, I also enjoy dark drama. I enjoy, some conflict in my movie, but I found this refreshing for its lack of it. It's very rainbow, bubblegum, sunshine, and I really liked it for that. This by no means is a perfect movie. I wouldn't say that in any sense of the word, but this is a good movie for someone like me. I enjoy movies. I enjoy anime. Did they make this for me? I don't know.
Am I the
I thought it
main
was-
character?
I thought it was super creative. I thought it was well animated. And important, I thought this was economic to the nth degree. There is no fat on this movie, really, other than maybe the bank stuff. But even then,
I
You could
think
argue.
the bank
You
stuff
could argue
was
either way.
necessary.
Jay, it's my turn. you could argue either way, and we did talk about that.
Yeah. At the very least, this movie promotes discussion, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this tickled my jimmies. I'll say.
Yeah.
I won't give it certified because I know it's not for everyone. But it's for me, and I enjoyed it, and I could see myself rewatching this. Because it's short too. It's only 90 minutes. This is a good afternoon movie. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Jay, now it's your turn.
Yeah, this is a movie we need right now. This is a movie we needed.
Ooh.
Okay.
And okay. Look at there was an article that was put out of the top 10 movies everyone's that people are looking forward to this year. And they're all either sequels or comic book adaptations or something some kind of existing property.
Right.
And the creative stuff, the stuff that actually feels like it has that creative integrity, creative heart, isn't really present in film anymore. And I feel like this movie is trying to show the importance of that. And I think that this movie is a good reminder of how important that is. So yes, it is glorifying that idea. It is making it look infallible or or anything, but that's the point. And I think that especially in today's age, we shouldn't forget how valuable creativity is in
if nothing else
industry.
If nothing else, this movie is consistent.
Hey Cole, it's my turn.
Glorification.
It's my turn.
I knew he would say that. I'm agreeing with you.
How does it feel? How does it feel, Cole?
You were trying to argue with me, Jay.
He's nothing if not angry.
I wasn't arguing with you.
You literally were, but keep going.
I think Cole was talking about it. It's economic. It's concise. It had me hooked from beginning to end, and I love this movie. So Cole, was it made for you? No, it was made for me.
Oh, it was made for us, Jay.
And maybe it's not AniPro certified, but it's Jay certified.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. I appreciate it. You did what I couldn't bring myself to do. And that's
Jay did what Cole don't.
Jay did what Cole don't. Cole is coward. Jay, brave boy.
Yeah, and I don't like giving out the certified rating often because I feel like it cheapens the rating a little bit. But yeah, this
to some degree though, we do cherry pick these things that we review, so it makes sense that there would be a higher percentage of things that we find incredible. Yeah. So I appreciate it. Yep.
I agree with the sentiment. I just couldn't bring myself to do it, but I agree with you. It's there.
Yep.
It's
right. And I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It's right there.
Sweet baby Jay.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got I guess we're doing my manga review next week, and that's Vampeerz. But we do have a listener's choice review coming up. That's Serial Experiments Lain. So go out, watch it. I think it's 24 episode show, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. It'll be my first rewatch of it, so this will be interesting. That'll be an interesting review. Like I said, we've got Vampeerz coming up next week, though, followed up in our manga reviews with 20th Century Boys, it's plural, 20th Century Boys, and Love Bullet.
It's 13 episodes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good sign because it felt longer.
Oh no.
We'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to another episode of AniPro. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend about us. If you really like us, please consider supporting us on Patreon like these lovely people: Mr. Family Guy 36, Elijah Wood, Braindead, B-Dog, Peach, Frama, Kratos, Just Juz, Mogmog, Antonio Bustos, Uncle of Light, and Super Mexi. By supporting us on Patreon, you get access to all sorts of perks, and it really helps out the show. We're also on social media at AniProPod, and please join our Discord community to keep up with us and other listeners. Links to everything is in the description or at our website, AniProPod.com. Jay, we need to bury the hatchet. We need to forget about our conflict. Why don't you lead us in a round
Cole,
of
I'm going to
bye-byes?
beat you up once we're done.
I know.
But before I beat you up,
before you beat me up, I want to bury the hatchet.
Bye-bye.
Jay. Okay.
Oh,
Whoa! No
Okay.
beating around the bush.
No.
Hey, I was leading into it. And you kept going. You're responsible for this.
okay. Before we divorce, let's bye.
Yeah, we're gonna go to.
You guys are gonna kiss and make up off air.
We're gonna go to couples therapy.
Yeah.
We're gonna work through this, Jay. Bye.
I will end you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.